Facebook, Russ. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Boiler Express podcast, a 2-0 Boiler Express podcast. At that,
First
we
time
are
since 1916.
1916.
Senior year.
That's such a stat.
First time a new coach started 2-0. It's not the first time we started 2-0.
I was gonna say
Right.
Either way, it's your
Potato,
senior
tomato, you're still old.
But either way, we're 2-0, and we'll talk about that game here in a little bit. Well, we've got a special guest with us tonight. You can find him on his you can find him on Twitter or X. You can find him on Twitch as BlackChan_gaming. Big USC fan, and so we're going to talk about the game coming up this Saturday afternoon, and we're gonna just see how it all breaks down. So appreciate you being on here, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. So I know before we went live here, I kind of hopped into the call a little bit late, so I wasn't privy to maybe some other conversations. But Frank, what were you saying is like as far as like how are we gonna break this down? Where should we get started? There's a lot to cover today.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover, and I think since we have our buddy BC here, I think it'd be really good to get maybe let him lead off with talking about what USC's done, what they've seen. I know it's been an offensive juggernaut so far this season, and then kind of what we expect to see when these two teams face off at Ross-Ade. I know one thing I want to talk about too is the time zone difference, how much of a difference we expect that to make, and all that. But yeah, BC, if you want to talk about what we've seen from the Trojans so far this season, and just kind of educate our fans, if you will, about what's happened and what the teams look like so far this season.
All right. Well, first off, I would like to say that Jaden Mayava, I'm going to say it Mayava. I know some people want to say Maeva, but it's Mayava. But Jaden Mayava has been a completely different quarterback from what you saw in the last 4 games last year. So when he started the last 4 games, he was kind of more sporadic when it came to his decision making. And in the offseason, he had a quarterbacks coach, and he has a full offseason in Lincoln Riley's scheme. So he's starting to become more of a leader when it comes to this offense. Like before, he seemed a little bit more kind of shy, I guess you can say, but he's been killing it on the sidelines, talking to the players and hyping them up, running down to the end zone whenever we have a touchdown. And then also Lincoln Riley just kind of makes another splash transfer. And when it comes to running backs, he's been really good coming out of the portal with that, with Wayman Jordan. He was really shocked with how no one was recruiting him coming out of junior college. So he's been kind of a lot of people have been kind of saying that he has kind of Ashton Genty kind of vibes when it comes to his stance, and he's just really good at the first cut. He's really shifty. And then of course I want to say that we have the top wide receiver tandem in college football with Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane, because I don't know if you guys saw
I think Ohio State might have something to say about that.
I know they will, because they have great wide receivers too. We all know about Jeremiah Smith, but did you guys see that catch by Jacoby Lane? That was an insane catch, but yeah,
very nasty. Yes.
Overall, we're really happy with the offense. The defense, there were some kind of mental mistakes that we've had in just not just this past game, but in the first game against Missouri State. So we've been trying to cycle in a lot of new players that have been coming from the transfer portal that we've had, and so we're using these first 2 games as kind of like a way to see who's our best defensive backfield. We know what our linebackers are like, and also we're kind of trying to see the best rotation when it comes for our defensive line. So there has been some lapse in kind of mental and just kind of communication portion of it. But now with the size of our defensive line, we feel like we have the size to kind of compete in the Big Ten when it comes to the defensive line. So
I will say it seems like at least in the secondary, there's been some eye discipline issues. There's been a lot of looking in the backfield, jumping routes that aren't there, doing some things like that.
Yeah. So,
and I'm sure that's just a scheme thing, communication thing, but I'll
give credit to Clay Helton though. Like, he's an offensive mind, and and he knows USC for the most part. So
Yeah.
he not every single player was on his team when he was let go from USC, but he's offensive mind. So props to him. I know people don't like that from the USC fan base. They just want you to hate him, but like I've met him before. He's a nice guy, generally a nice guy, and people hate when you say he's a nice guy. So
yeah, there's always those guys, right? Like that get let go from the program that are super nice guys. He just wasn't a good fit.
Exactly. That's
I mean, we've had that with last few coaches. Like,
yeah,
people are not going to like this, but I always thought Darrell Hazel was super nice guy.
Yes.
Not really good at coaching football.
Very bad.
Walters, I think, was the same way. Nice guy, not very good at coaching football. Braun,
Well, good coaching
dick,
defense in
but-
football, but maybe not running a football team. Yeah.
I mean,
Not
look
ready-
at
not ready for
Washington's
that.
defense. So far, who knows?
Yeah.
TBD.
Yeah.
TBD. Anyway, back on track.
So one thing I've been thinking about is obviously there are some ties between both of our teams. So there's Josh Henson, who's the offensive coordinator from USC, now at Purdue. And then Barry Odom, Jaden Maivia, however you want to say it. He was the quarterback at UNLV.
I didn't know that until today.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, neither did I. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like 2023, I think.
Yeah.
So I wonder, and I know that the spread is what it is. And you know what?
Which I think the spread's a little disrespectful. I'm just going to say that.
And I'm like, fair. And then Chris is like, yeah, you know what? But I wonder how much knowing like just the personal relationship where Barry, obviously, a player can change a lot in 2 to 3 years. But I'm wondering how much the personal relationship, like just Barry knowing Jaden and having coached him, and then having that connection between Josh Henson and USC as well. I wonder how much that's going to affect the game. Hopefully in Purdue's favor. What do you guys think?
Well, it was talked about in the press conference. I don't know if either
I
of
want
you
that actually
heard that. Yeah, but that's where I actually learned of the connection between Jaden and Mayav. And I guess like UNLV wasn't on my radar a couple of years ago. As we had just hired a new coach at that time, and so somehow
times were good back then.
Now UNLV is like last chance U with all these former 5-stars now.
Yeah, right.
It is. It's
and
pretty
Odom
wild.
talked about before he took the UNLV job that they weren't a football power, right? That's the first time they've won 10 games back-to-back seasons in their history. Like they were not a football power, even though they're Mountain West. Mountain West is maybe a step above like the Sun Belt or some of the other G5 conferences. Yeah. UNLV themselves were not a football power.
Nope. It was mainly like Nevada, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Purdue
Nevada, Boise State, San Diego State, like that. Yeah, but in the state of Nevada, UNLV was the little brother for sure.
But yeah,
so with
go ahead.
I did want to ask. I mean, yeah, Damon, you mentioned the connection between the two teams, but what was the perspective of Josh Henson from a USC fan base perspective? It sort of sounded like when it was announced he was coming to Purdue, there was a lot of good riddance and a lot of that's unfortunate kind of split from my perspective from the USC fan base. But what was the overall take in terms of how he did and the scheme he ran and what did that leave a bad taste in your all's mouth? If you could just touch on that a little bit, I think that'd be helpful to know.
So from the people that I know and from just my little group is that we were happy that he was gone. We did not like his recruiting abilities as well. It didn't feel like he kind of prioritized recruiting, and also we just didn't like his development of our offensive line. He didn't call the plays because Lincoln Riley is in charge of that, so I don't really know when it comes to his play calling abilities. But the offensive line just did not feel like they had the talent, but it didn't feel like they were getting utilized properly. And there was a lot
real quick, was he over the offensive line when he was there? Or
yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, so
and I think he's just solely OC with us.
Is he really?
He's not
okay.
He might be, if anything, he might be a tight end or something like that, but I know we have an O-line specific coach on staff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like there was rumors that after the Michigan game that we lost last year, that he wasn't coaching the offensive line at that point. That our current coach Zach Hansen, not Hansen, was the one that took over, kind of coaching up the offensive line, and we kind of saw a big difference when it came to it. And he was a previous offensive lineman before when he played in college, and he also coached previously, I think I forgot what school it was at. He was teaching the offensive line, but we've seen a huge improvement on our offensive line, especially this upcoming season. We have yet to give up a sack. The one time that we gave up a sack was when we had our second string quarterback in, and he held the ball a little too long. He was trying to not force anything, but he ended up giving up a fumble. But other than that, Jaden's been pretty clean, been able to stand in the pocket for the most part. So when it comes to Josh, we're happy that he was gone.
And so am I correct in that the number is something like 66 points per game is what USC is averaging for the first 2 games?
Yeah, we scored the most. When we played Missouri State, we scored 73 points, and that was the most I think since like 1918. I think.
I mean, yeah, you're also playing Missouri State for the blind. I mean,
yeah.
Well, I mean,
that was the
Purdue
that was
hasn't
the first
necessarily
game
played
going
any
to
powerhouses.
FBS too.
No. I'm just saying, when you put up a ton of points again, they're like, come on now.
Yeah, no, we definitely knew that it was just Missouri State. We definitely knew that it was just Georgia Southern, and we were kind of treating those as our like kind of preseason kind of games in a sense. Just because we did a lot of different rotations at the DB position. One of our starting DBs was or at least on the depth chart starting was out. We actually had a few people that were out, and we were just kind of cycling through. But for the most part, our offense has been firing on all cylinders, and it starts with Jaden Maiava.
And that's one of those things. Like, I tried to watch your guys' game against Georgia Southern, and I couldn't. Like, it was hard for me to be able to pick apart like anything useful, right? Because it's one of those games you're up by 30 after the first quarter. You're like, I don't even know what to take out. It's almost, I would almost say it's more use going back and looking at tape from last year, but your offensive coordinator is different. So it's like, kind of up in the air.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those games that you feel comfortable and you can just sit back and just relax.
Yeah. You don't have to stress out the whole time.
Oh, true. Well, at the beginning of the Georgia Southern game, I was a little upset because
there's a couple things there. Like, you guys in Wisconsin both had like really wonky like first quarters where it just didn't seem like things were making a lot of sense.
Yeah, at least we weren't Georgia Tech where they fumbled the first 3. The first 3, what is it called, possessions. So
yeah,
oh wow.
And they still won the game.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
Makes sense if you don't think about it.
University early.
Yeah.
It makes sense if you don't think about it.
So what do you yeah, I know, right? So one of my questions is on offense and defense, what do you think is your strongest position groups?
Wide receiver.
Offense, wide receivers, yes. And defense, after seeing this second game, I'd probably say more maybe our defensive line, and to be more specific, our edge.
Okay.
Anthony Lucas came from Texas A&M. He was a high 5-star player or whatever. Never had a sack. Not even the 2 years that he's been with us, or 3 years, I think. He's never had a sack, and he had his first sack against Georgia Southern.
That's bananas.
It was a running joke with USC, and the moment that he got his sack, like USC's social medias all started posting about it. We all started posting about it. Like we all wanted to throw a party just for him. And then it kind of, you can tell in his head that it started clicking, and he was able to get. We've had 3 edge rushers with 2 sacks, so we have 6 sacks, and that was not the case last year. So
okay. Nice. And what is it about your wide receivers? It's speed, physicality, length.
So Mekhi Lemon, we kind of compare him to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's a gritty guy. He's not the biggest guy,
but lunch pail kind of mentality.
Yes, like he has that dog mentality.
Yeah.
Like he'll go across the middle. Like it takes a lot to take him down. And then Jacoby Lane, he's 6'4", big, huge arm radius or like catch radius. The dude, like, if you watch USC's social media, he's doing one-handed catches all the time. And I don't know if you know, you watch JD Piquel that often, but he did a whole segment on just Jacoby Lane just doing one-handed catches, and he finally showed that off in against this game against Georgia Southern. So, dude has just a freaky catch radius.
Nice.
And I'm wondering who has the length for Purdue to contest the a 6'5" receiver. Especially one that talented, because our roster is still we're still learning about them.
Yeah,
right. Most of these we're only returning one starter, so there's a
on
lot
the defense.
Total.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes. So
is that Maccabee?
Yeah.
Maccabee. Yeah. So
Maccabee.
Yeah.
Sorry. Same thing.
Just to so just to give you an idea of what we as fans are still like, we're still ingesting this team. We're still learning the skill sets of all of our players, with the exception of.
But I definitely think there was a conversation. I want to say it was after the first game that the wide receivers are kind of that long prototype style physical wide receivers. Sorry, cornerbacks. Are that kind of long physical guys that Barry Odom wants, right? So I think if they don't match up height-wise, which they're not going to, right? You're not going to have a 6'5" cornerback. That's just non-existent. But if you can be physical, right, and you can battle for the height, or at the height of the ball, you can swipe through the hands, you can tackle, you can do those things. You can make up for that height in other places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mean you can jam at the line or things like that. But just going through Purdue's starting defensive backfield, tallest person 6'2", so that'll be something to watch. But I'm really interested that you said in terms of what position is going to be the biggest threat. I mean, if my research is right, so far 3 running backs averaging 271 yards per game, which is insane. It's absolutely insane.
And one of our so we had a back that was out, Brian Jackson. He was out. He's mainly our thumper. People compare him to Lendell White, but then we have a walk-on. He has probably one of the coolest names, King Miller, and he's a walk-on, and he's been breaking off like huge runs. I think he's tied on our out of our running backs with rushing touchdowns, and he just kind of. We keep tagging Lincoln Riley to give him a scholarship because the dude deserves one.
That's what we did during Maccabee's freshman year.
Yeah, he's been around for a while, right? 3 years.
This is senior year.
Yeah,
senior year. Okay, yeah. No, he's definitely a workhorse for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Dylan has a question of some sort.
Well, so I got a statement and a question.
Okay.
One, big fan of Rob Ryan and that big old gut of his. Excited to see that thing in person. Our guy Stu Schweigert, who played at Purdue in the early 2000s, was in Oakland when Rob was there, is going to meet up with him before the game. And I've been trying to convince Stu to let me go with him because I want to meet Rob in his gut and in the flesh. So I love that guy. That's my favorite. It's my favorite thing about USC. 2, and I always, especially with new West Coast teams coming in that haven't been in the Big Ten for a long time, as a Purdue lifer, I find the outsider's perspective of Purdue very interesting. So as a new to the Big Ten, never really had to think about the Big Ten before this, historically, what are your thoughts about Purdue? Like, just a bunch of hicks or
no? Just I feel basketball. Like when I think just Big Ten in general, like I always think about your offensive line, like that we're going to have to match size with you guys, no matter what team it is, Northwestern, Iowa, whoever it is. You guys are always going to be like the perennial offensive line, like pipeline. Like it's just where it happens. Like corn-fed boys, everyone says that, especially when it comes to like the Midwest. So like that's why we're because when we had Alex Grinch, we were so focused on like speed, and they were like so small when it came to our defensive line. It was really obnoxious of how small some of these guys were. So the fact that we're just trying to make sure we're at the right size to be able to compete with just the Big Ten in general. Like even if it like Purdue, like whoever it is, we have to match your guys' size.
Love it. Is that a Reggie Bush jersey? What we
No, this is number 2. So we've had a lot of good number 2s. Robert Woods, Dory Jackson. So
was Michael Pittman 2, or was he 11?
He was 6.
6.
We got a legend in the chat here. What up, Stu?
Speaking of the devil,
Stu.
We were.
How do you say that last name?
Schweigert.
Oh,
Swaggart.
I remember as a kid, whenever
thigh breaker is what the translation is to.
I remember they would always go Stu, and I would always talk to my grandpa, like, why are they booing him?
Does he show up to the games a lot?
Stu, oh yeah, Stu,
oh yeah,
yeah.
Stu
He lives out in West
he's
Lafayette, so
he just moved, but I think he's like 3 miles
still
away
close.
from the stadium.
So is there?
Far,
So is there anything that USC in your like realm that they're concerned about Purdue?
Devin.
Okay.
We've had.
Is your run defense questionable?
I thought he was gonna say definitely not.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well,
Definitely
F
not.
you,
So-
I'm out. No.
So we have Eric Gentry's we consider him All-American ability. He's had some injury issues, but Desmond Stephen is the other linebacker next to him. It's just diagnosing the play and make just shooting those gaps is something that we kind of saw some issues when it comes to the run game. We've been giving up a little bit about like 4 yards a carry at this point. So and with someone who's a tough runner like Devin, he looks like he's really hard to take down on the first hit. So definitely we need to diagnose the play a lot faster and shoot the gaps.
Okay. I see what you're saying. All right.
So, and also like Mike Jack, like he used to be at USC. So we're very aware of
I didn't know
his
that.
ability. Yeah, like he went off against Cal for us when we had Caleb. He had like 150 yards or whatever, and we were really sad to see him go when he went to Georgia. But then he transferred to I didn't know he transferred to Purdue though. So there's a lot of crossover going on. We've had a lot of crossover for like the last 2 games. So
for some reason, the last couple of years, Purdue has had a strong pipeline to the University of Georgia. We've just like
and it hasn't worked out very well.
I would
just to be blunt.
Don't you guys have another wide receiver from Georgia?
Yeah,
I think
We've had
Nitro.
wide receivers. We've had
Yeah.
edge rushers from Georgia. We've had cornerbacks from Georgia.
Yeah. Well, CJ Madden, I think, is not doing terribly.
No. CJ Madden's doing well.
CJ Madden. I think the only problem was Nyland Green. Other than that, CJ Madden and Nitro Tuggle, I think, are both doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Grimes is at Purdue.
Yeah.
Yep.
He followed Barry Odom.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of his.
So question about Michael Jackson. I don't know if he ever scored a touchdown, but if he did he ever do the Michael Jackson celebratory dance?
Yep, he did the little kick or whatever, and hit the little post.
See, I knew
He never did the moonwalk.
He claimed it wasn't premeditated; it just came to him. I'm like, I'm not sure. I believe that.
I'm
Frank's
pretty
like, I just
sure
wanted this podcast to call out Michael Jackson. Third.
Great player.
Well, I gotta give our boy Ethan Trent his flowers as a big white lineman. He did it pretty dang well.
Big white lineman is crazy.
So I'm sorry I had to wait for a
says-
second. Before we got too far into like all the other specifics and more into the matchup, I know we touched on the line a bit earlier. I don't know if you're a big better or not, but did it?
Come on,
what's going on?
Oh, you
What?
sounded like a robot there for a second, Russ.
A robot is
say that
sounds
again?
like
Nursing home
I
internet.
don't know
is-
if it's StreamYard because
Time out.
we have some issues with some of our guys that have some issues with the microphone, so they'll go like
Thank
dead
you.
air for like
do
maybe
not,
like 5
do
seconds.
not stick up for Russ.
Yeah,
Black
don't.
man, please.
Yeah.
Don't tell
what
him
I thought we
to
were
Why don't
scared,
you,
man.
why don't
go
you
to
say that
bed.
again?
He lives in assisted living. It's their internet.
I thought we were good, Dylan. What happened, man?
You did call me thin at the game. I will give you that. That did make me happy.
Am I good now though? Am I good now? Can you hear me now?
You're good
For
now.
now.
Okay.
For now.
So, given
Yep,
you
you're
talked a
good.
little bit about your track record. What happened?
He's messing
Why'd
with
you wait till he started talking?
You talked a little bit about your track record, and I know that it's been well documented that USC has not won a Big Ten game outside of LA, and that wasn't because you traveled to Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State last year. You did go to Michigan, but like Maryland and Minnesota were also 2-year road losses. So were you a little surprised that it started at 23.5 points, given that?
Yes, because Lincoln Riley.
You don't have to lie. It's okay.
No, honestly though, because that's another running joke is like, can Lincoln Riley win a road game? Because we've been pretty rough on the road, especially in the Big Ten. And Lincoln Riley's kind of travel schedule wasn't like we heard that it was pretty like late into the week or whatever, which we were not happy about. And he was asked about this at Big Ten Media Day, and he said like things will be changed or something like that. And we were kind of wondering, what does that mean? Like, can't you just tell us that we'll get there like a day or two early? Like, but
I've always been that same kind of concept, right? Like, if it's a West Coast game, we play Saturday, we rest Sunday, Monday we practice, Tuesday fly. Like, don't even
get there. Yeah, like get over the time zone difference because we're going 3 time zones away. So you definitely got to
take 2 days at least in order to get that wrapped around. Yeah,
but we just heard that there are going to be some changes. Don't know what those changes are. I made the joke like he'll probably decide to travel maybe like 2 hours before the game or something. But
wild.
But
land the jet on the field.
Has the USC football Twitter's posted any like on the ground in West Lafayette yet, or on the ground in Indiana?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
it's Tuesday.
Crazy.
Hopefully we get that on Wednesday.
Stu says here that our corners struggled getting off blocks. I mean, Stu's a former NFL safety, so take his word for what it is. Yeah, he picked off Brett Favre. Stu, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty
awesome.
Football. That's a good thing.
I mean, Stu is a top tier A1 Purdue legend. Love it.
Okay. Shout out to you, Stu.
And for some reason, he entertains us and like talks to us sometimes. I don't get it, but I love it. So.
For some reason, he thinks us 5 degenerates are worth his time.
He called me at like 9:40 last night. We talked for an hour. It was awesome.
I'm just talking to Stu. Stu, call me, you rat bastard.
So what has to happen? What has to happen for Purdue to get a victory, in your opinion? If you wouldn't just mind, like, was it just like USC having a horrible day? I mean, I know like offensively everything looks sound. Is there anything in the defense? I know you talked about you're a little bit worried about Devin Mockabee, but I know both of these teams have some new faces, only have played lesser talented opponents, we'll say. But what needs to come together for Purdue to get a win, in your opinion?
I don't know too much about Ryan Brown. That's the name, right? Is it Ryan Brown or Brownie?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Brown. Yeah,
Brown with an E.
I like Brownie.
What can Brown do for you?
Definitely just make sure, keep our offense off the field. You probably need to eat up a lot of time. Make sure that you at least confuse, like we've seen with when it comes to communication, you have to confuse our DBs and have a really good run game, because that's kind of what has killed us in the past. I feel like it was more of the rushing portion of it, and that's why we got the big guys that we have right now. So if you can continuously like get that 4 or 5 yard off the first play of the first down or whatever, that's probably where you I feel like
stay ahead of the sticks is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Coach Odom, we know you're watching, so make sure you're taking notes.
So it's one of the scenarios where the best defense is a good offense sort of scenario. Well, those are the types of games historically Purdue almost prefers to play, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And just like maybe going back the last 10 years or so. But yeah, Purdue's been involved in a lot more shootout games than probably what we
like.
Yeah. So any plans at all, like in the next several years to see a game at Purdue, hypothetically, like if USC came, which is that something you would entertain?
So my wife, I decided to make the adult decision and not go to any USC games because I'm trying to save up for a house and we want to start a family and stuff. And my wife has really just kind of started to really get into like USC football. Like she fell in love with Caleb and all that stuff, and she she would go to the games with us, but not really kind of get into it. But now she's all into it. And when I told her that we weren't going to go to a game this year, she was pretty upset. And then she was like, Purdue, we could just drive to Purdue. It's fine. Like because I'm
drive. That's crazy.
If people don't know, I'm in Minnesota right now, so
okay.
It's not the hardest thing for us to go to. So she's like, yeah, we could just make it maybe a weekend trip or whatever, and we could just put on the credit card. It's fine. I was like, no, we need to be responsible. Like, and that's hard for me to say. Like,
well, I would have done it with it, so let's do it. Like, you're a way better man than me.
it sucks because I haven't. It's been a while since I missed a USC game, so but I want to be an adult. So
yeah, I mean that's kudos for making those tough decisions in life. I think I'm only going to make it to one game this season, which I'm struggling with, but it's just a few hours drive for me. So what should he know about Purdue and Ross Aid? The train horn is something that opposing players
I feel like it's louder this year.
It is.
Oh,
it's
is it?
very much
Okay.
louder this year.
Because like they first hit it, and I was like, I don't remember it being that loud last year. It is way louder.
Well, and we heard those Oregon players last season talking about how they didn't expect Ross Aid being such a tough place to play because of the train horn, as they beat Purdue like 35-0, I think it was. So
that was the first half, Frank.
I guess both statements can be true. But Purdue does sound a train horn on third down when Purdue scores a touchdown. Yeah, so I mean, I know there are a lot of interesting and pretty cool road environments in the Big Ten, but just something to be watching out for, and maybe that'll get in some of the guys' heads. But is it?
Well, don't leave out
time?
that because of the recent renovations of Ross Aid, we now have the second largest student section in the Big Ten.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Was Russ?
I didn't know that either.
Talking at a million miles an hour.
Yes,
Or was that
yes.
just me?
What in the
Okay.
methamphetamine was that?
I've heard Russ talk fast, but I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Like,
he
something
sounded
right.
like he was on fast forward.
watch our stream tomorrow. You'll see that happen a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It must be
quit
the
picking
platform,
up for
yeah.
Russ, Blackie Chan. You gotta.
I like this guy.
Every time you say that, I keep forgetting that's his name on here, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I'm like, Jesus, we're getting canceled.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
It's okay, guys. He's allowed to say it.
He's
Russ
allowed to
is-
say it.
Russ
Blackie
is gonna be a
Chan from
USC
Coon
fan
Springs or
before we
whatever
know
it
it.
That's crazy.
So is it time for official score predictions?
You know what? Don't
with all
like
the
that.
information. Don't like that. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, well, like we've talked about what each team's going to bring, potential recipes for success, train horns. But with that, do you guys want to go ahead and give official score predictions? Chris.
17-14 Boilers.
Yeah, we'll go counterclockwise. That way, we'll end with our guest here,
Yes.
and Dylan can wrap us up. So
Okay,
Save the
is
best
this
for last,
all right? Can you hear?
Okay.
Nope.
Is it not too
Nope.
fast?
Nope.
Are we
Fucking
good?
trash.
Start
dude.
talking smack, Grandpa.
So
Sounds
I
like
personally-
you're talking through one of those where you got two cans with the string through the middle.
That's how we used to communicate as kids.
Back in the day.
I saw my
72
grandma.
years
I would be shocked if we hold USC under 30 points,
Same.
regardless of whether we win or lose. But I do think the recipe is to run it through Maccabee, run it through the run game, try to limit the possessions, because I feel like even last year watching Lincoln Riley and the way he calls games, somehow USC gets double the possessions of any other game like you watch. So running the ball, especially since it's something they've shown that they're a little suspect at defending, is the way we're going to try to shorten the game and control the game. But I don't think we're going to keep them from lighting up the scoreboard. So my optimistic self says we're going to be able to put up 30 plus as well. And we come out somehow getting a 34-31 victory. You know, maybe we get two backfield guys over 100 yards just because we feed the rock that much or run the rock that much. That's kind of where I'm leaning. Hopefully we can top 34 and make up for giving USC over 30 points.
Well, Russ, you just said exactly what was going through my head. I think it's a game that I don't think we can hold that offense to anything under 30. Barry Odom has said that this team's identity is going to be trying to run the football. Everything's going to try to trend that way, even though we didn't really see that in the first game. Yeah, I think that this game will resemble possibly the last time we saw Barry Odom and Ross Sade before he was the coach for Purdue, a particular game against Missouri, I think 5 years ago.
Don't get me started on that game, dude.
Yeah.
The only reason I didn't go there was
Rondell.
I don't think we're going to see the David Blau type performance from the passing game. I think that's the only reason I didn't bring up Missouri.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking the last time we had a major shootout. You know,
I think Brown is very much capable of having that type of game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, two very different types of quarterbacks, but yeah,
Right.
34-31, even something like a 35-42, high scoring game. I mean, I think
Defense
21 and a
took a break.
half current line. I think that's a little bit extreme. But to see something like a 10-point USC win wouldn't shock me.
I don't know, man. Like that line when it came out in 19 and a half was wildly offensive to me. And I don't know why, but I was just like, come on, bro. Like,
because there are so many question marks around this Purdue team still. I mean,
I understand that,
has to be the reason why.
But there's 82 reasons that this isn't last year's team, and one head coach that's not last year's team. Like, let's at least be a little respectful. It's a Big Ten game for damn sakes.
Yeah, the whole this isn't last year's team, I feel like is sometimes cliche football speak, but in today's day and age, it literally isn't last year. Like 80% of the roster is new. Like this isn't just like, oh, we got a new coach and the guys are
flip the roster like a sunny side egg, bud.
Exactly.
Like
you don't flip sunny side up eggs.
Listen, there's a point to be made.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
You can, but then doesn't it just become an over easy egg at that point?
Well, you can't flip it for too long because there's method to it.
Okay, I see.
You gotta toast it up a little bit there, bud.
My official prediction is I'm just gonna echo what Russ said. So Damon, I'm gonna pass it on.
Man, I feel bad here. I'm not as optimistic as you guys.
Okay.
I'm seeing. I hope that Purdue doesn't have a first quarter like they did against Southern Illinois, where they kind of have to. Where there's miscommunication and they're not quite sure what the defensive game plan is, and there's some hiccups there, because it's one thing for that to happen against Southern Illinois. It's another thing for happening against USC, and I'm just afraid there's going to be too many hiccups to come back from, and I don't want that. So what I'm hoping for is that they play really well. It's a tough, close game, but I think that just the talent disparity, there's going to be some talent disparity there towards the end of the game, maybe in the third quarter, and you're going to start to see USC pull away. I hate saying this because I usually always pick, I feel like Purdue to win, but I'm going to say probably like USC like 42, Purdue like 21-24 or something like that.
We're
not so fast, my friend.
We're trading you to the USC podcast.
Yeah. No,
you don't want anything.
They have nicer facilities there anyway. So.
All I'm going to say is about halfway through the second quarter, Purdue made adjustments and
they did.
Out, so
it is an FCS school compared to, and I know they're not just an FCS school, like they're a ranked FCS school and everything. And they made great adjustments, but I'm just saying if that happens against a school like USC and it takes them a little bit longer to figure it out, I mean, just worried anyway.
So Russ, as the resident person who knows a lot of football terminology, maybe you'll know what Coach Odom meant when he talked about not getting a check across the back end was the term he used when they went empty. So they would show like a pistol and then pre-snap motion into an empty set, and he said they didn't get a check across the back end was the issue there, the first couple of drives.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
There were several times where they did some motion and they would get overloaded on one side where we were at a disadvantage, and one of the corners would be kind of trying to get everybody else's attention to like, hey, we need to shift defensively, and we didn't get that shift in place, and they ate us up.
Had too much whiskey. Is Russ's mouth not matching his volume?
Listen, Russ has messed up 7 different ways this Sunday.
Oh, okay. Sorry, just me. Okay, got it.
Okay, so we just weren't aligning correctly to their okay. Yeah, I just wasn't familiar with that term. What he called a check call or a check across the back end. So.
I think it's just basically checking to counteract what the offense has done, and everybody needs to be on the same page with that, and we weren't on the same page with that.
Gotcha.
All right, boys.
Dylan.
Unfortunately, I have to bounce out.
Okay.
Because I got
life.
Have a good night, Chris.
But it's like you have an important job or something.
Yeah, I know, right? Blackie Chan, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you, brother.
I'm just
It still makes me nervous. Okay.
It's okay.
All right. Good luck Saturday. Let's have a good game.
Love
Appreciate
you, Chris.
Later, brothers.
Bye, Chris.
He didn't say it back. That's very rude. Wow.
So, Dylan,
Well,
let's
Mr.
hear your
Chan,
analysis.
I know you're new here and you don't know much about us, but I am strictly the numbers and stats guy.
Go ahead.
Stats guy on this
Can't say it.
podcast.
That's how much he's that guy.
Not the words guy, but the numbers guy. It's what I do.
Okay.
They call me the big brain
Okay.
in these streets. And so I gather a bunch of scoring predictions, a bunch of numbers, and I waste about 10 hours of my day doing so. And the best thing I could come up with was Boilers by 1 billion, baby. That was all a lie. I'm not the numbers guy. That's Frank.
Those stats read
That's
out,
his.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of Dylan's tagline.
Yeah. The
Is
big
that a
brain.
tagline? Yeah.
The
Is that a
small
proper
brain.
name for it? Yeah. I like
So
that.
a lot of people will say Purdue by 1 billion, and I'm like, well, no, it's the B Boilers by 1 billion.
alliteration. Yeah.
You know, people and words, they don't do them good, but I do. As you can see, statistics. Nailed it. All right.
Teaching our youth. All right. Anyway.
Ain't that the scary part?
Are you a teacher?
Almost.
Almost a teacher. Okay.
We're going to school to be a teacher. Kent State, go Flashes.
So, Mr. Chan, what do you have to say about score predictions and the way this game's gonna go down?
Okay, so if everything goes as well as I hope it does, I could see a score of 48 to, I would say, 28 or 31. I can see where you guys can get some, like, you can keep it close in the first half. We're still trying to figure everything out, but I think that our wide receivers and our quadruple backs that we have right now is kind of what will set this offense apart, because you won't know where to focus on, because also Jaden can run the ball too, so you're gonna have to worry about that. So no matter who we give the ball to, I think that it'll be a little too much for this defense, especially with Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane, the dynamic duo, and then our running back. So, and we have a good tight end this year, actually. So, I just think that our offense will be too much. But I do think that if Danton Lynn can get the mental situation going for them and not have any kind of hiccups on, like, just reading the play and diagnosing it, I think we'll run away with it in the fourth quarter.
I was hoping you would say Trojans by 1 trillion, but
I missed
the alliteration there. Yeah.
Yeah, BC, I will say I saw your face on some of our predictions. I'll explain that the background of our podcast is we started it because there was so much negativity in the fan base and even in media that was close to the team that we're like, dude, like, life is short, be positive. And so we know that we're like over the top positive in our predictions. We're not betting the house.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah. So
I bet my house already.
I'm not saying I'm confident at all in my prediction being correct. I'm just saying if we're going to win, it's going to be a shootout, because I agree with you. You guys have so much talent offensively that we're not going to hold you under 30, maybe even 40 points. It might have to be 44, 41.
No, I appreciate the confidence. Okay, so, like, USC's fan bases can be negative. I'm sure you guys have seen it before, but there's always going to be those negative fans, and that's kind of why we do our show too. We just kind of want to make sure that the fans are kind of more, like, less toxic. So we try to be that ray of hope sometimes, but when a loss happens, it's hard not to be, though.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like it always just depends on the state of your program, like of what you'll take and what you'll be okay with. Because, like, you guys going 6-6 last year, we would have died to go 6-6 last year.
I'll
That would have
throw
been great
if we go 6-6 this year.
Yeah,
But
like
the
that's
fact that we wasted Caleb Williams last year, that one hurt.
yeah. And then it's just like, 3 years ago we were playing for a Big Ten championship, and then last year we went 1-11. So it's just
I'm still mad they didn't take that away from Michigan so we could claim it. I'm still gonna claim it, but
Hey,
we can't be like UCF, man. We can't just claim our own
Or
championship.
Auburn.
I'll do it.
Auburn. Yeah. Auburn claims that they have the 2004 championship, even though that's clearly ours. So
We went
Hey.
7-5, so we technically should have been national champs.
Well, like Florida State has a strong case, I guess you can say that, even though they just their quarterback got hurt. But
I love Reggie Bush. I love me some Reggie Bush.
I'm
glad he finally got his Heisman back. He deserves
Agreed.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
now we just need our record back. So it is what it is.
Well, you have what Heisman winners? You got Reggie.
We have. I think we have. So what do you mean? Like
I have a
what
shorter
Heisman-
list of who they don't have as a Heisman winner.
No, I mean, well, like how many Heisman winners do you guys have?
I think we have 7 or 8.
That's ridiculous. Isn't OJ one?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys like claim him? Like, is that? I mean, like he was good. He just
Carson
no, there's
Palmer.
no denying that he's
What a
not
turn.
good. It's just
he made some tough
we claim
decisions.
his accolades.
Okay, I see it. I get it. It's just I always interested.
Is he
in,
welcome on campus? I have no idea. Probably
he's,
not.
he's
We
no
went
longer
from
with
football stats to what's your feeling on OJ? Real quick.
You think he did it?
Well, I think the most impressive part is 3 of those were in
Take it
a
away,
4-year span with Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush. If this list I just
As a
Googled is correct.
Bengals fan, Carson Palmer's my guy. I have a game worn Carson Palmer Bengals jersey
He's won me some fantasy championships
somewhere. Love Palmer.
Even though he just refused to play that one season, you still love him. As
yeah,
a
a lot of Bengals fans don't like him because of that. But like,
that last, yeah.
He said,
know
"Your
what?
team sucks. I'm out of here." And he's like, "I love the guy."
no,
dude.
because Mike Brown.
I
Mike
mean,
Brown's
he
a
literally said, "I'm not playing," and they said, "Well, we're not trading you," and he said, "Okay, then I'll sit on the bench," and he just didn't play.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what?
not
Mike
good
Brown's
enough.
kind of an idiot, so I can't really blame him. You know,
Yeah.
I will never be on Mike Brown's side. I mean,
Fair enough.
Carson Palmer over Brown.
Well, with that, BC, I think we'll recap last week's game. You're welcome to stay on if you'd like. You're welcome to hop off if you'd like. But we're just going to talk through last week's game. Some of us were there, and then we'll wrap up. We usually try to wrap up around an hour, so totally up to you if you want to stay with and hang out with us, or you can hop off. Doesn't matter to us.
I'm pretty sure my wife wants me to be back, so she
You
said
mean you'd
Yeah.
rather hang out with your wife than hear 4 white dudes talk about Purdue versus Illinois, whoever the heck?
Southern Illinois. I didn't even know
Southern
they had a school.
Who did I call him earlier today in the group chat?
Illinois State.
Yeah, I was calling him Illinois State all day.
I didn't even know they had Northern Illinois until they beat Notre Dame last year, right? Was that Northern Illinois?
No, that was Mac. The Huskies.
Northern Indiana?
Well, Northern Illinois, wasn't it? And
Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame last year, right?
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
But Notre
Yeah,
Dame-
so I didn't know there was a Northern Illinois either.
The way
The
you all were
schools per
looking
square
at me, I
mile are
was
much
like,
higher when you get west of the or east of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
For the number one. Why doesn't Purdue take the number? That one's good.
don't. You've given Russ way too much credit. Other than that, great show. Loved having you. But
Yeah.
I appreciate you
thanks,
guys, man.
Thanks
I
for
won't
coming
get out of
in.
here,
Best of luck to both teams on Saturday, and we really appreciate you coming on.
We'll have to
Yes,
do
sir.
this again. This was fun.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. Basketball season, we'll reconvene.
All right, guys. Fight on.
Yeah.
All right, hey, thanks a lot.
I wonder if
I
he saw
shouldn't have
my.
asked him. I really should not have asked.
I wonder if he
him
saw
about
my
OJ.
tweet of Purdue Pete hitting the Trojan with a steel chair.
What are you doing, man?
I don't know.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
just-
I was like, "Who's your Heisman winners?" And I was like, "Oh wait, OJ won a
It
Heisman."
seemed like that's what you really wanted to ask, and you tried to make it sound like a real football question. Like, so how many Heisman winners do you have? OJ.
What's
was
your
one, right?
favorite breakfast
OJ
drink?
was one.
Would it happen to be OJ?
Did he do it? What's your thoughts on that?
Did you drive a
If the left
Bronco?
don't fit, you
Like
must
those?
quit.
Golly. All right, guys,
love
we have
this,
like 5 minutes to recap the game. So
I love this comment here. Why doesn't Purdue tank for the number 1 recruit? I think that's a top tier.
I wish that's how it worked.
Yeah.
Also, Travis
you guys were
Garrett-
at the
Hey,
game.
we might be headed there.
You guys were at the game.
We were.
I was not. How was it? How was the atmosphere? How was the crowd?
Russ called me thin, so that was nice. That
Russ
was very
called you
nice of
thin.
him.
Okay.
You're
I got
shorter
to
than I
meet-
thought you would be in person, Dylan.
Oh shit!
Like
You
we
were
were
the opposite
very,
direction.
we were very like eye to eye. I thought you were like 6'2", 6'3".
I was slumping, you know. It was,
Mm.
Dylan
Anyway,
said, I'll show you my reach next time we meet. I got
what was I? Now you threw me off with that comment. No, it was fun. I thought it was a fun environment. I got to meet Russ's daughter, and she looked at me like I was some
the meanest man in the world because
I talk bad
I wanted
about
to say
his dad all the
Shrek.
time.
I don't know why. It's not.
Wow!
Wow.
It's
Frank,
not the right word at all.
Frank.
No.
I thought you were going to be more
Donkey.
green.
Wow! I thought you were gonna be a big fatty swamp fat.
You don't smell as bad as I thought you were going to.
Yeah, you don't smell like.
This is gonna be a great clip to take from this episode. You
Gosh.
swamp fatty fat.
So
Where's
far, I've asked
Fiona?
OJ, and then Frank has called me Shrek. No, okay. It was fun. It was. This is like the most I've seen Frank laugh in a long time.
He's red. That's a shade of red over there, man.
It was loud. Like it was so loud. It was like the student section was on one, and like right before the game, the top, I don't know, like right corner of the student section wasn't full, and I was like, oh no, that's not good. But then it filled up. And like I said, the train horn's way louder than it used to be. I don't know what they pumped into it, but it's working. Keep it up. But
I think their sound was, as general, a little bit louder because I don't know if you heard the echo, especially when the percussion kicked in on the band. There was like an echo, I think, because of some feedback with how loud the speaker system actually was for that game.
And you know, I've always wondered what, and I won't get into speakers. Anyway, it was a great environment. I had a lot of fun. It was nice. I was telling my uncle who I go to games with, we left the game, I don't know, 4 minutes before it ended. And I was like, man, I can't remember the last time we left a game early because we're winning. That's pretty cool. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Do you remember the last time you left a game early because we were winning?
I do. It was 2004. Lee Corso was in town.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
No, so my grandpa,
Oh.
I've said this before. My grandpa has this thing where he's like, we're leaving in the third quarter. I don't care what the score is. Like, I want to get back home, which is crazy because we make the 3-hour drive up there. But he has to beat traffic. And so, yeah, we were up 17-7. And he goes, well, that's a good enough score, isn't it? And I was like, no. Like, not at all. Like, I don't know. He just never learned anything in his time as a Purdue fan. He just never learned that, how that stuff plays out. And then we get in the car, we get in the truck. He turns on the radio, fumble, Wisconsin recovers. And then it just silence for the rest of the car ride
is
home.
that a reindeer behind you?
But I think that is
Sure
reindeer.
is.
Yeah.
I'm
But anyway,
sorry.
so maybe it's just because I'm hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. I thought the atmosphere was fine. I feel like Purdue needs to get more of an intense, mean, intimidating atmosphere. It's a respectable place. It's a nice place to go enjoy a football game. But I wasn't like, dang, man, this is crazy. Like, it was just very respectable.
What's this have to do with you being hungry?
No, yeah,
Like-
I think he was getting at
Hangry.
the fact maybe he might sound like a Debbie Downer, and it could just be because
Like
he's
you're
hungry,
hangry.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah. But
It
I
was
like
really
I
odd
was
to be like, maybe it's because I'm hungry, but
Food was
Yeah.
terrible.
I
I had the chicken fingers and fries, and it was delightful. For the record, it was well worth the money.
That tenderloin they got, the breaded tenderloin,
Also
it's
very
a
good.
Big tenderloin, man.
Oh, and then we got to see the Boiled Sports guys. That was fun. We got Ben Kolodinsky, I think.
yeah, from ISC. Yeah.
Who
It
else?
would be a great podcast live segment where we just go around and review all the food in Ross Aid.
Those
Yeah.
chicken fingers.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, I thought like the atmosphere was fine. I thought the walkout was sick.
Yeah.
When they were walking through the tunnel and it was dark and you've got the gold lights flashing and then they've got the music playing and you just see
But
like
the
Odin.
lights flash to the music. Which
Yeah,
is
and
awesome.
Odin was
hold
just
on,
like
hold on. So they turn off the lights.
like so it like because it's dark. So like the tunnel, it's just like it because it's a night game, so it's already dark, and then you've got these gold lights flashing in the tunnel. So you like that's all you're like.
I was envisioning like they turn off the lights in the stadium.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
no, they're all off.
Well, so because of that, though, I found myself wishing it was an 8:30 kick instead of 7:30 because I think sunset
like fully
local time is like
dark.
8:15 or 8:12,
Yeah.
and the kickoff. So it wasn't like I felt like if it was actually like full dark, it would have been even more epic. But it was definitely I love.
Yeah.
But the
Amazing.
Aussie to start is pretty rad. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
So the
And then-
walkout was sick and everything. I just, I don't know. I feel like the environment was fine. It was fun. It's just like, I just wanted to get, I want Purdue, I want Ross State to be like, for opposing teams to come in and be like, damn, like this is a scary place to play. Not like, I don't want to be like mean to the opposing fans or anything like that, but just
be
like
mean.
really loud. And I don't know. I didn't feel like it was super loud. Maybe it's just because where I was sitting, there were some Southern Illinois fans around us. I mean, but
I thought it was rowdy.
I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was like a crazy intense environment, but it was respectable.
When they play, what was the song they played? And they played all the old tape and on the jumbotron. It's a new tradition. What they're
Was it when they played "Don't Stop Believing"?
Don't Stop Believing. I don't know why I couldn't think about that. That was cool.
Yeah, that was.
I thought
cool.
that was awesome. And they showed Rowdy on the big jumbotron, and that kind of hurt. I cried for 20 minutes.
Yeah, tears fell.
But I don't know. I want Purdue. I want Ross-Ade to be like mean and gritty and like just like I want it to like embody like the blue collarness of Purdue. I just feel like Ross-Ade's very like, that's a nice place to go watch a football game. You're not like in awe. It's not like you're at a Penn State like whiteout game, but it's like it's a fun place to go watch a football game.
I think that's a result of us being kind of spoiled in a couple ways. One is like Mackey is one of the most loud, intense environments in all of sports, not just college basketball.
That's true.
But then like college football, we've just grown accustomed, especially recently, we've grown accustomed that there's going to be 50,000, 55,000 plus in that 61,000 seat stadium. So we're like, oh, if it's not 100%, we'll see how it is. But like, there's schools that have spent most of the year ranked, and they average 30,000 fans or 40,000 fans a game. So I think, like we talked about, with the Oregon players saying that Ross-Ade was actually sneaky intimidating, I think it might be more intimidating than what we give it credit for. Because I see what you're saying. Like it didn't feel like there was a rowdy moment in that game, and maybe because it was Southern Illinois, and we were almost kind of nervous, especially the way the game started. There was like a little bit of nervous energy in the stadium. Like, okay, I don't like this. Like, we're supposed to start 2-0, and then we just kind of slowly pulled away from him. So I don't think there was that intense moment. There's a couple of third downs I felt like it got pretty rowdy though.
Yeah. I just like, even though like it wasn't a sellout, that's fine. I get it. It's but I was surprised though that it wasn't that it wasn't a sellout because of it being a night game and whatever. But what I hate, and I've always been like a stickler about this, and I get it, students are students and they're out party. Like, it took almost until like the end of the first quarter for the student section to get like filled up, and then it was starting to get unfilled up again by like the end of the third quarter. And it's like, come on.
So like, the official attendance was 54,000, and it looked like more than that on TV.
Well, so that's the problem with attendance. I want to make another shot. I feel like I make a shot several times a year at this, especially with football. Basketball, they have no problem packing the seats. But football, I'm getting really tired of showing up, and this goes back to like the Fresno State game, first game of Walter's tenure, showing up and seeing the general population of the stadium at like 96, 98% capacity. And you look at the John Purdue Club seats, and there's like 10 people sitting in them.
Yeah.
Like, they're like empty. And that to me, that's what the stadium looked like. The stadium looked like it was 96%, 98% full. And then John Purdue Club section was 95% empty.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
you're
seen
100%
that year over
right.
year. Maybe they'll have to do something with the pricing of those. If people aren't filling them in.
Well, they're
figure out a way to sell those aftermarket, or
they're paid for. I think a lot of the John Purdue Club seating at football games is organizations that buy the seats and use it as a tax write-off, and then they don't give them away, or they don't want to go, or maybe they just hang out in the club up there instead of actually sitting in the seats. I don't know what it is.
That's probably what it is. They're probably inside at the Shively Club, enjoying the buffet and the bar and watching it on a big screen.
Yeah.
That's more than likely what it is going on. But in terms of the product on the field, where we were all's big takeaways there, how did you feel about that?
I mean, I love the fact that we switched, right? Like, Henson, I know that BC was kind of split on him, but Henson obviously was pass heavy in the first game because he saw, hey, Ball State's in the box. We're not going to just try to run the ball to prove we're superior athletes. We're going to take what they're giving us and throw the ball. Well, SIU had a little bit of a lighter box, and so we said, okay, we're going to run it. We're not going to try to force the pass game. So to me, it shows that this offense, kind of unlike the last regime that we were upset with, that wanted to say, hey, this is what we're doing no matter what, no matter who the players are. This is showing, like, look, we're going to look at what the other team's showing, who our players are, and we're going to adapt and do what will best give us the chance to win win the game, stay ahead of the chains, move the ball, score points. We're not going to just say, hey, this is our script, we're sticking to it. We're going to look at what the other team is doing and change accordingly.
Well, and that's what I love so far about this coaching staff, or at least, I mean, Coach Odom, because he's really the only one I've listened to, is it's just so matter of fact. It's like, yeah, they, there were some miscommunications. We figured it out pretty quickly. We made the adjustments and we were fine. It's just like very like calculated and just, so that's really nice to see. And so, yeah, I mean, it was awesome to see them make those adjustments, and then it was awesome to see like that the offense could just respond too, that we didn't have to worry too much about that. The only thing, again, I feel like I'm being kind of negative today, but the only thing that I wished we hadn't done is, like, to me it felt like in the fourth quarter when there was like 11 minutes left still, I mean the whole quarter was still there, we were up 34-17, and it's like we just kind of, instead of like keeping the foot down on the pedal and just like beating the snot out of it, because I feel like the game could have been like 48-14 if they were really trying, but it seemed like we just wanted to kind of run out the clock and just do that. And I mean, that's fine, but it even felt like that in the Ball State game too, where it's like, okay, we have a good enough lead, and I don't know that it's intentional or game plan, but it just seems like we get to a point where it's like, all right, this is a good enough lead, like we're just gonna try to like finish it out here, let's just finish strong and let's go home with a win. And I'm like, man, I just want, like, put your foot on their throat, come on. And I felt like I was missing that in the fourth quarter a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but it's all good until somebody gets hurt,
Right. I was going to say, like, I feel that, and I want the killer instinct. I know we saw that Matt Rule video and him kind of talking about how he feels about finishing teams off. But yeah, if Maccabee, tears his ACL running in a touchdown when we're up 42-14 already, we're going to be like, what the fuck are they doing? Why is he in the game?
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. But one of the things, like the big numbers of this game, and maybe you all didn't get this because you weren't watching the TV broadcast like I was, but Southern Illinois, that's a hard word to say, had 283 yards of offense. Do you know how many yards they had in the first 7 minutes of the game?
I want to say like 175.
150. So
yeah,
133 yards in the last 3.5 quarters that our defense gave up. And that's, to me, that's the big number. So once that adjustment was made, everything seemed to go pretty well defensively from there.
And what I will say I was pretty impressed with is just from what I had heard you guys talk about, and just in like limited listenings of people talking about Southern Illinois, I was really expecting a lot more RPOs and the quarterback running on us a lot more. And it seemed like we were able to contain that pretty well for the most part in the game. So
yeah,
that was
I agree.
A good thing
I was
to see,
surprised.
I feel like
that. I was surprised the amount of RPOs Purdue ran. Sorry, Damon.
No, you're totally good. I was just saying, I was glad to see us be able to handle that, because I feel like that's usually like something that Purdue historically just hasn't handled well, or like RPOs and misdirections and quarterbacks that can run, just in general. So it's really good. That was really nice to see.
Yeah, big improvement on tackling.
He finished with 17 carries for 19 yards, their quarterback.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I know tackling was a problem in week 1, but I feel like that wasn't nearly as big of a problem in this past game. Like, guys,
yeah, and I tell you,
no, go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was gonna say, I tell you what too, because I heard this in the press conference, I just hadn't seen it, so it wasn't on my mind. The lack thereof with penalties and turnovers. I think Purdue leads the Big Ten, and like, I mean, we only have one turnover, which was a silly throw by Ryan Brown. He had a couple of those in the game against Southern Illinois, but I mean, what quarterback doesn't? But yeah, the discipline of the team in general has been a huge, a nice change of pace.
Yeah, and I don't think he attempts that throw against the Big Ten team, honestly. Like, that was kind of a wild, like, he was starting to loosen up, and it's like, yeah, let's just let this one rip. So mental mistake. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But how concerned are you at the fact that we haven't forced a turnover yet?
I don't know. Right now, I'm just enjoying the wins, so I haven't really thought too much about that. So, I don't know. I guess because we're just playing so solid defensively, like overall, it hasn't really crossed my mind a whole lot.
Yeah, I would rather have a team that's just really sound defensively and doesn't bank on turnovers for defense. Personally, like turnovers should be seen as a windfall. Like obviously you want to try to punch the ball out, but that's my personal philosophy. And if you like, I know that was Nick Holt's big thing. It was like we just want to get turnovers, force fumbles, but everything that happened in between those, he gave up a lot of yards, and that was his whole "I care about points, I don't care about yards" philosophy. That had varying degrees of success depending on who you ask. So, yeah, I'm not worried about it either. But who do you all give the game ball to from the game? I mean, like the obvious answer is Mockbee, but is there anyone else?
No, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that it's his first multi-touchdown game, right? For Mock, like that's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, I mean, no one else really stuffed the stat sheet, especially this offensively.
Yeah, and if there was a way that we could give it to not a player, I guess I would give it to the defensive coordinator, just because of making adjustments, because that's how low the bar is, right? But they made adjustments, and they made them well, because it was like after the first two possessions, it was like Purdue was a totally different defense out there. Because I thought after those first two possessions, and thankfully we answered them, I was like, we're just gonna go tick for tack this whole game until something breaks.
And this might be a question just for the three of us, since we're over an hour and who knows who's still listening. But what do y'all think about the Mockbee Wildcat? Because I love it.
Oh, that was cool to see. Yeah,
I mean, just 2 weeks in a row now, that's clearly kind of our go-to in short yardage, especially at the goal line, and it's been effective.
You mean the direct snaps to Mockbee?
Yeah. To me, it's got to be called Crazy Train. I'm going to keep trying to push that idea. I'm going to keep trying to put that out there in the ether, like wild cat, like wild crazy cat train. Like it's got to be Crazy Train.
Like we said, we know Coach Odom listens to this, so he's probably
right. It's four of us. Notes. Yeah, the four of us. Sorry, Coach.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, short yard situations. Then they do it once on the goal line too, if I remember right.
We've done it several times on the goal line against Ball State and Southern Illinois. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as long as it keeps working, I'm not gonna bash on it. If you remember not last season, but the season before, short yardage situations were a problem.
Yeah. I mean, even under Braum, I feel like that was a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, can't think back that far of the specifics. Well, we are at an hour. Unless there's anything else to talk about, I guess we can start.
No, I mean, Travis, I appreciate you sticking through these episodes, because you're clearly ready for basketball, which is great. We're all ready for basketball. But
next month.
Yeah, next month. So appreciate you listening through the whole show, man. But yeah, appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Obviously, being 2-0 is a great feeling. I'm excited to see. I know that in the press conference, Coach Odom says that this game's not really a benchmark. They don't see it that way. Obviously, the media and the fans probably feel very differently about that. And who knows how he actually feels, because I'm sure that's just coach speak, because you don't want to put that, on yourself. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great, hopefully a great game. Going to be a great atmosphere. I mean, if you're going to the game, the Rose Bowl team's going to be there. 25-year anniversary of that. Drew Brees will be in the house, so that'll be awesome. Shout out real quick to all of our sponsors. We got martinvintage.com, CBB Analytics, Cincy Blitz Boards, all of them great websites. Go check them out. If you want Purdue clothing, go to Martin Vintage. If you want to get ready for basketball season, check out CBB Analytics. And of course, if you want to have a fun game to play at your next tailgate, go to Cincy Blitz Boards on Facebook and get your order in today. So we're also presented by the College Huddle. I feel like I always forget them in this whole process, so sorry about that, but yeah, we are one part of the College Huddle. So any team that you're interested in, whether you're a diehard Purdue fan or if you like multiple college teams, there's probably a group of people covering your favorite team, so make sure you check them out as well. But hopefully we will not be wrapping up right now, because Russ has one last thing.
I feel like it's been a while since I've got you at the end. I was like, I gotta get him once. I just thought of something. Is it a little bit of a kind of coincidence, or maybe a planned coincidence, that we're celebrating the Rose Bowl team while playing a traditional Pac-12 team?
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah,
and I mean, where the Rose Bowl's played as well.
Of the two Rose Bowls we went to, we played USC in the first one. What's that?
Isn't the Rose Bowl played where they were at their stadium, like arena?
No, UCLA. UCLA is
Oh,
the Rose Bowl. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
The
USC
team
is the
in LA.
Coliseum.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Like, hey, just to remind this Pac-12 team that's coming to Purdue, like, hey, we've been in the Rose Bowl when it was back the old days of the Big Ten, Pac-12. Like, just so you know.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Yeah, hopefully it'll be a really good game Saturday. If we pull off an upset, that'll be huge. I mean, that'll be just insane to celebrate and enjoy that. So I think that'll change a lot of people's. I think this game is one that's going to really kind of give everybody what their perspective of how the rest of this year is going to play out for this Purdue team. And obviously a team can get better over time, but I think for media, for fans, this game is like the game that everybody's looking to see, okay, what can we really do? So, I mean, yeah, all we can do is wait and see. So we will see you guys all Saturday. Hopefully we'll be able to report back in next Tuesday with another win. If not, hopefully we're just talking about a good competitive game. So either way, boiler up, hammer down, and we'll see you guys next week.